Match coverage has become extremely popular in Madden 25, and in today's video, I'm going to expose the easiest and most effective way to glitch match coverage for easy one-play touchdowns. Let's get it. YouTube, what is up? It is your boy Duke, back here from sportsgamers.com, and I'm about to show you guys the biggest glitch in the game of match coverage. And what's unique about what I'm about to show you is this works against both cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms, and it will work against all the little different variations, whether they're doing it from, a nickel or dime formation or even 4-3 even. We're about to just glitch it with ease. So the really nice thing about this is what I'm about to show you can be done from a lot of playbooks, because really all you need is to play verticals, and I personally like it from the trips, tight end, flex. So this is the Eagles playbook, but verticals from like a trips, tight end type formation is going to be found in most of the popular playbooks this year. So this really should be something you can easily apply. Now, you guys need to know that there's a big difference between cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms. The way these two coverages play is not the same, and a lot of people don't understand that. But what I am going to show you is a way to beat both of them at the same time. Now, the other thing you need to understand about match is match reacts differently from different formations, especially the 4-3 even 6-1. Why is that? Well, in the 4-3 even 6-1, you have these outside linebackers in the quarter flats. These guys could potentially, run into, this inside receiver, right? Whereas if you're doing it from nickel or dime, you have the nickel and the dime backs in the quarters or the flats, and they're more in the slot, so they're not going to potentially run into your players, and this definitely affects what we're doing. But don't worry, I'm going to show you guys examples of each, so make sure you stay tuned throughout the whole video. And if you don't, I promise you, you're going to miss out on important info, and you're not going to get this to work, and you're going to wonder why. It's because you didn't watch the whole video. So let's get into it, guys. This play verticals is very easy to set up. Now, the first thing I do want to show you guys is what I mean as far as the linebackers running into players. So let me just quickly snap the ball, and you can see circle got jammed, and that just threw off the timing of everything. So what can I do to kind of like counteract that so that circle getting jammed does not mess this whole play up? Because when he gets jammed, this changes everything, and he's going to get jammed if they keep him in quarter flats. So what can I do? Well, what I'm going to end up doing here is if they're in a situation where I see that they're in the 4-3 even 6-1 and those quarter flats are jamming me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first make sure that my tight end side of the formation is on the short side of the field, right? In this case, that'd be the right, okay, because we're closest to the right hash. I'm going to stem down the slot receiver streak all the way. Bam, I'm stemming him down, and you guys can see the difference in the play art. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to post this inside receiver that just got jammed, but I'm going to stem him up, and I'm going to stem him up past the safety, and you guys are going to see why this makes such a huge difference. So let's run this, and you're going to see what happens with these quick adjustments. So you guys can see here, oops, that's a free touchdown. So let's get into the replay and explain why this just happened and how we can make sure we get the same effect no matter what the defense does. So basically, yes, the inside receiver still got jammed, but because I put him on an extended post route past the safety, once he gets off the jam, the safety actually guards him and lets the streak in the slot that I stemmed all the way down run right by him for a free touchdown. Now, what you're going to see about this is unique in that even in this formation, if they shade their coverage down to get hard flats instead of those flats that bumped, yes, now they won't bump, but I can still do the same thing. So if I go ahead and stem the streak all the way down and then post the receiver, this is still going to happen. The only difference is because if they use hard flats, that this receiver will no longer get pressed by that linebacker. I can just stem him up 2 to 3 times, and it's going to work because he's not getting pressed. So let's take a look at how this works, and then I'm going to show you guys the difference between quarters and palms and just some other formations that don't necessarily have the same jamming effect on this inside receiver. But if you guys want more high-level content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop me a like, comment on the video. I do appreciate all the support. So guys, you can see that's quite a difference, right? But still essentially the same thing happens. The difference is that I just have to wait a little bit longer. If you're looking to become a better Madden 25 player and win more games, check out sportsgamers.com. This is where I post all my premium content. You get all my offensive and defensive schemes, ebooks, weekly tips, blitzes, money plays, bombs, and more. I have all the best content available at the cheapest prices available anywhere. Sign up today for as little as $9.95. Click the link in the description. I also pinned it in the comments. Let's win more games and dominate together, boys. So what you can see here with this is it's much different because now, because I shaded my coverage underneath its hard flats, that inside receiver is not getting pressed. So because he doesn't get pressed, he's actually going to get into the safety's vision much quicker, which is why I don't need to stem the post all the way up. I can just do it 2 to 3 times. And once he breaks, you guys can see, the safety breaks right with him, abandoning the slot receiver. Again, easy one-play touchdown. Now, as I mentioned, guys, you do need to understand that quarters and palms, they don't work the same at all. And a lot of people just don't get that. So if I go ahead and call a cover 4 palms versus quarters, like right here, we'll call it from nickel. We'll do cover 4 palms. You're going to notice a huge difference. In palms, and I do want to point out here, just as what I was talking about earlier, in these type of nickel and dime formations, you have the slot corners or just a sub linebacker in a quarter flat. These guys are not even in position to really jam this inside receiver, so that's no longer something we have to worry about like we did out of the 4-3 or even 6-1. But what you're going to notice is if I do the same setup here, I just stem this receiver down in the slot, then post the inside receiver, stem him up 2 or 3 times, something different is going to happen here. Now, we're still going to be able to get over the top, but you're going to see palms is so much different than quarters because what ends up happening is that quarter is going to match the basically the slot receiver, right? The quarter is going to match the slot receiver, and he's just going to try to carry him deep. But because you guys can see he's flat-footed, staring in the quarterback, the streak runs right by him, and as long as you have an equal speed, like basically you just don't want the corner to be faster than your receiver. As long as he's equal or faster, so like they're both 99 speed here, it's equal. You'll see he just runs right by him. The safety is matching onto the post, and again, this is just a lob over the top for a free one-play touchdown. Now, you guys also will notice, if they just try to run some sort of quarters or whatever from these types of formations, like here we'll do the dime 2-3, we'll do the quarters, the same thing is going to happen. Again, you don't really have to worry about that guy getting pressed on the inside, so I can feel free to stem his post up, 2 to 3 times instead of having to stem it all the way past the safety like we did out of the 4-3, even 6-1, because again, if they keep their, match flats in the 4-3, even 6-1, the positioning of those linebackers will press that inside receiver. That can't happen here, so I'm going to do this stem. Again, feel free to stem them up 2 to 3 times. I think I did 3 here, but it doesn't make a huge difference. But you'll notice, same thing happens, just literally a walk-in touchdown.